It is Valentine's Day, and I've got no messages yet, but there is hope. Perhaps. And while that might have once meant, love, letters and adoring glances, Valentine's Day, now it's more likely to involve overpriced gifts and bragging about it on social media. So as we enjoy this age-old day, should we be putting our phones down? Because simply they're getting in the way of, not only your sex life, but your love life and that sort of thing. Joining us now is TV sexologist Nikki Goldstein. Sexologist is a good title, isn't it?
It is. It's a different job title.
Yeah, it's a great title, isn't it?
I know. Always gets an eyebrow.
Yeah, we'll get more than an eyebrow. Okay, Ms. Sexologist, nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Come back, please. The Valentine's Day thing in social media.
Yes.
These things are a complete disaster.
Well,
these phones.
They've changed our lives for the better on some aspects, and you can meet people from the comfort of your home, but on a day like today, what I find is that we have this amplification of the false projection of what someone's relationship really is.
Correct.
So say that you're a woman and your partner gets you a lovely bunch of flowers and makes you a cup of tea in the morning before you go to work. Then you start scrolling through Instagram and you might see all these really over-the-top gestures, and someone's done a little treasure hunt leading to different presents and decorated the house, and then you think, oh, hang on, why doesn't my relationship, or why didn't my partner do that? And something that was a really nice gesture to start off with loses its meaning because we start to compare ourselves to other people. Now, we don't know that beautiful photo that we saw on Instagram. Do we really know what's happening behind the scenes?
Correct.
Yeah.
It might be a front for a relationship that's going really badly.
He might be cheating. We don't know these things.
He probably
but
is if he's doing that little stupid hunt.
it's like compensation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but this, I don't think you need to just tie this to Valentine's Day. This is damn near every day on social media, isn't it?
Yep, but this is where we're going with that. So Valentine's Day, I think we see it amplified, but these days in general, we see people take online and they declare their love, and it's great to be able to have a moment where you want to be proud of your partner and say, this is an amazing person, or here's us.
So why do people have to do this? Why do people force to show their love online when your partner's over here?
Well, I think it's conformity and it's validation, right? So we like that validation of people going, oh, you're such a cute couple, or doing little heart emojis, but also too that we feel now we have to. We are a society that likes to conform to what everyone else is doing. So once we started to see some people do it, then it feels like, well, if you're in a relationship, that's what you should do, because if you're not doing it, is something wrong.
Common mistakes. So first of all, tonight, if you're out for dinner or whatever and you see couples at the tables, look who's on the phone for a start, because it's a sign of rot.
Tap them on the shoulder.
Yeah. What are the mistakes we make in relationships with these things?
I think that we use them too much. We get too involved in them. They're a distraction. And even when it comes to work, if we take social media off the table for a minute and say we don't have to be scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, we're always contactable. And because of that, we've developed this work culture where, we're just doing a quick email, we've got to text someone from work. They then infiltrate our lives and our relationships instead of being present with each other. So you've got to have that balance where sometimes you've got to say, okay, I'm switching off, I'm having dinner with my partner, or I've come home from work, we're going to have a conversation, and I'm going to leave work till a time where I can focus on work and not where I should be connecting with someone else.
Nice.
What about someone who's perhaps going on a first date today with their rules on social media and involving the other person in their, say, their Instagram and Facebook? What are the rules and regulations, so to speak, around that?
Put the phone away. It's the perfect example of you don't need to be on your phone if it's a first date.
Talk again. Learn to talk again as human beings.
Communicate. But, it's good to have your phone on you for protection, if you wanted to get an Uber out of there because it was a horrible date. But it's really important that you're present and you talk to that person. And even if you have your phone on the table, some people have it like that and then they switch it so the screen's
Upside down. Yes.
It's such a statement of saying to someone, oh, you're more important than my phone. It shouldn't even be a factor.
Well, they don't want to get caught out with another girl texting them, so they turn it off.
Maybe.
But it buzzes
Maybe
and everyone
that
starts
happens.
going, it's buzzed.
Who's that?
Or you can play that
check
game
it.
of phone stack where you put the phones together in the middle of the table. Now, if it goes off and you don't know which one it is, whoever caves first and gets their phone has to pick up the check.
They might both.
Have phones,
Love it.
by the way, I switch my phone off when I play golf, but that's only so my wife can't ring me when I'm playing golf.
Because you're connecting to the golf course.
Have they in a way for youngsters become the cigarette? Something to do with your hands?
They have.
Wow.
Yeah, it is definitely a nervous energy thing. I mean, sometimes you just have to be okay with feeling a bit uncomfortable and awkward. And that often is when you're talking to strangers or you're out in public and you might be standing next to someone. You're in the elevator and there's all these people there, or it's a very long elevator ride with one other person. Feel uncomfortable and get out of your comfort zone and say, hey, make a comment about the weather. If it's Valentine's Day, go, did you get anything for Valentine's Day this morning? Instead, it's too easy just to
Too
be
easy
on the phone.
Yeah, it's a fraud.
So,
the whole thing's a fraud and fake. Do you? Lovely to see you. Lovely to meet you. We should get you back a lot more. Is it amongst your friends and everything? You go to parties on the weekend or barbecues. And what do you do? I'm a sexologist. Do you have to explain what you do?
Yes, over and over and over again.
What do you say to people?
Well, if I don't really know them or if I don't feel like talking about my job, I say I'm a writer because I do write as well.
Yes. We've all been writers.
Exactly. But then people say to me, what do you write about? And I go, love, sex and relationship advice. So either way, I kind of end up talking about sex.
So you're an
most
expert
of the
in
time.
relationships then. You must have a perfect one.
Definitely not. Because I think this is the thing, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship.
I
We all
only
need
trust
help.
imperfect people.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely an imperfect
It's
person.
like
Me too.
coaches.
but I
like-
just keep working at it.
Yeah.
It's like coaches. I mean, great players don't necessarily make great coaches. So great lovers don't necessarily make...
Mrs.
No, there's-
Where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Can we put a full stop? I'm really nervous about where this whole...
Who was it?
Well, we'll just pull out right there.
Yeah.
Lovely is a great line. Yeah, great. Yeah. I'm here to protect you.
Oh.
Lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Happy Valentine's Day.
and
Thank
too.
you.
And to Mary Richardson, all our sympathies. TV sexologist Nikki Goldstein.